certified. Go and check the list.
Yo, 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 we are back with another show on Stay to the Point Radio on WFBS 98.1. I am your host, Saya Wave,
And I'm Chandra.
and we are Stay to the Point Radio, and we are back, people. I hope everybody's doing fantastic. I hope y'all having a beautiful weekend. And how are you, Sean?
I'm awesome. It's been a minute. It's been a
Yes,
while since I've been on the
yes.
show. But thanks for Sherry for holding it down and Flag. We miss Flag too. But yeah,
We
I'm good. I'm good. Life is beautiful and
good.
I'm blessed. I'm here. I'm alive.
Good,
Yeah, we're
good.
good.
Yeah, we definitely
How are
true.
you?
I'm good. I'm good. We truly missed you. You know what I'm
I'm
saying? I can't
too.
I can't wait for just getting everybody try to get at least three of us at the same time. We'll get
Right.
that together. I know prayers go out to Fueg and his family. Shout out to Fueg.
Absolutely.
And I know Sherry she's in Paris right now.
Ooh la
Yeah.
la. That's nice.
Yeah, she's
Dope.
she's she's gonna be out for 2 weeks.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying? She's doing her thing over there. So shout out to Cher. She's probably drinking some coffee, sipping, walking around them thin roads. Man, I can't wait to do that. You don't understand, like for real, like I
Mm-hmm.
want to retire overseas. I've been saying, I
Yeah.
think we talked about this. I truly want to retire overseas. I'm hoping and praying that everything is well. I want to make sure I go into a place that I know I'm not going to get harassed or get, be in a civil war, in the middle of a civil war or anything like that.
Right.
But I want to be in a place where I could just honestly be away from the states, yo. I want to
Yeah.
be in something that I only seen in history books, and that's my main move, my main
Mm-hmm.
move. So, but I'm good. I'm good. We over here just chilling, laying back, enjoying. Well, not really enjoying the hot sun because I can't stay no longer than 10 minutes, 15 minutes outside. It's like 99 degrees out here.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I'm not
Yeah, it's
touching
about
it.
93 here.
It's how much? How?
Probably about 93.
93. See, like
Yeah.
no. I love the sun. Don't get me wrong. I'd rather have it hot than cold. Any
Mm-hmm.
day.
Mm-hmm.
Any day. And I know you're a Florida girl, so I know you rather have it in a tropical
I would. Yep.
than New York cold. So we got a great show for y'all today, man. We gonna be you know what we gonna talk about. You see the title, Russell to Houston. Will it work? Is the question. Will it work? I'm excited about the move, but I'm not even gonna go into it. I'm gonna let Sean take over because that's her man. That's her guy.
He's so funny.
She rocks with that guy. She rocks. I mean, Westbrook. You would have thought like that's her sister, like brother. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
Brody. That's a Brody.
You feel what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let her explain how she feels about this move of Russell going to Houston. So what you think, Sean?
First and foremost, let me just say, check on your Thunder fans. Okay?
Mm,
Check on your Thunder fans
mm.
because never in the history, really, I think this off season in itself alone has probably been one of the craziest off seasons to date ever. Um, and for OKC, in literally a week, our whole team has like collapsed. Um, which is huge. So I'm still processing, to be honest. Um, I will say I was excited about Paul George and
Right.
his situation, but I knew Westbrook was coming. We all know he asked for a trade. So I had my mind somewhat wrapped around it in terms of him leaving. I know Miami seemed to be the front runner. Was not excited about that at all. I'm an old school Knicks fan. So I've not liked the Heat since Pat Riley went there. Since Pat Riley went to Miami, I can't stand the Heat.
Mm.
So I was not excited about that one at all. So I'm happy he didn't go there. And Houston was kind of looking like the last, like kind of it was in talks, but not really big talk. Like I think it's more Detroit and Miami that was more of the talks in terms of him going there. So I'm still processing him getting traded. I really am. That's huge. He's been in OKC 11 years. I've been a fan of the Thunder for 9 years. So, um, yeah, it's just it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. Not seeing Russell Westbrook in a Thunder uniform, like that's. I mean, I know for some people it's just kind of like another move, but that's huge. I mean, there's not many players in the league that are on a team for 11 years anymore. That's a long time to be
Right.
on one team. So it's a big. It's gonna take me a while to process that. In terms of him playing with Harden again, I'm super excited. In regards to whether it'll work, I honestly, because and that's just the way I am as a fan, the way I'm built. For me, there is no, I don't have doubt like that. Like I mean, I expect other people to have it or have questions because they're not a fan of that player or whatever the case may be. For me, I'm just a very optimistic person when it comes to anything with my team. Every year I was hoping the Thunder would get over the hump. Every year I'm gonna hope, regardless of what's going on, I'm gonna be hopeful. So yeah, I can't wait to hear your thoughts, and I've heard a lot of commentary on it. Of course, a lot of people, we know that they're both ball heavy. We know that they're the highest in turnovers. We know there's a lot of things here that could make for a crazy combination. And I'm not saying I am surprised or don't understand people's curiosity as to whether this could actually work. But the I guess the way I look at it, like I said, I look at the cup half full as a fan. I think it's better than where he was. I think it's a new opportunity. I think that you have two childhood friends that literally have known each other since childhood and are from the same city. They know each other. So this is beyond basketball, who both made it to the NBA, both started on the same team, and now we're coming back together. So for me, that's the way I look at this. And so I'm going into it with an optimistic mind state. And I'm hoping that, both of them could get a ring one day. That's my goal anyway. So but I want to hear from you. That's just me. That's how I am. I don't care what the odds are. I'm always gonna believe good things for my team and for my players and stuff like that. Now, I'm not claiming Houston yet. I'll say that I need to process that. So that I've never had that experience, and it's interesting now that I'm in this situation because I didn't really understand, like, in terms of, I never judged the Braun fans, but I didn't understand, like, in how it felt to actually bounce from team to team to team. So this is quite interesting to actually have this feeling of, like, literally Houston's a team that I looked at from afar, but to actually have a player that I follow go there and know that I'm going to support him until his career ends and he's going there and he's not with my Thunder anymore. That's a weird space because I'm like, I don't really even like Houston like that. Like, I can see if he went to the Spurs, which is quietly my been a secret admirer of them since 1999, but he went somewhere where I don't even like the way Harden plays half the time. Like, so it's weird. It's this weird space right now that I'm in. So I for Braun fans, I couldn't imagine. I'm like, I hope this is Russ' last stop because I'm like, this is too much. It's weird. It's weird bouncing for going to another team like that. Like, I'd much rather, if I could have my choice, him stay with one team.
All right. Well, it's funny. I mean, it's crazy that you said that you're not yet, adapt to being a Houston Rocket fan because I just seen a recent post that you said you look better in red, anyways.
I mean, I always look at a red. So I mean, that's just that. I mean, I'm gonna say that, but in terms of me, actually, I mean, I was actually a Thunder fan. Like, people will kind of now say because I'm following Russ that I'm a player fan. No, I love almost every single player that was on the Thunder. Like, I was a squad fan of the Thunder. Unfortunately, people have to remember they've blown up that literally there's nothing left other than Adams on my team. Like, nothing. Like, the only person that I love on that team is Steven Adams. Everyone else is gone. I have no connection there anymore. Like, there's no squad there anymore for me to connect to.
So check this
If
out.
it had been Russ left and KD, Adams, Grant, whoever else is past players, someone who people I've connected with was still there, I would tell everyone I'm a OKC fan and I'm a Houston fan. I would be both. I would be both because you have the two players that were my influence in being Thunder fans, which is Russ and KD. One's leaving, and I still love both of them the same. I would still support both. But in this case, I don't have anything left for the Thunder, and I can't stand their management. I'm still extremely upset with the way management has poisoned this team over the years, and they still got freaking Billy Donovan as a coach. It's just unbelievable to me. So it it kind of is a no brainer in terms of where I'm going. I mean, I'm going where Russ goes, but I don't have anything left in OKC other than Adams.
All
That's
right.
it.
All right. Now, this is my question to everybody else. All right. What is the proper steps of trading to another team as a fan? I'm gonna put that question up here. What is
Okay.
the proper steps of trading to another team as a fan? Because I feel like if you've been a fan of, let's say, OKC for 9 years, you said, okay,
Right.
for 9 years you've been an OKC fan. Now, uh, your players dismantled. Obviously, you know you got Paul George that went to Clippers. You got Russell
Right.
that's now heading to Houston. Steve
Grant went to
Adams.
Denver.
Yes. Steve Adams is in the trade talks, as well as you
Yeah,
just
he'll be
got,
gone soon.
yeah, Chris Paul, or they probably go put him as a package, if not
Probably.
separate. Chris Paul is going to be out. He's not even going to play in a Thunder uniform, from what I heard.
I doubt it. Yeah.
So, what is the proper steps of trading to another team? What is considered not a bandwagoner because of the fact that you hopping? um, what is the proper steps? And that's I'll let that comment go. I'll probably post it on a separate post, whatever the case is,
Yeah.
and
And
find
let me
out.
let me say this in terms of bandwagon. Everyone views bandwagon as a very subjective thing. For me, a bandwagon person is a person who literally gets on the tails
Of
or
a winning team.
wagon of a team that's doing well or a team that's winning.
Correct.
That's what I consider it. Period.
Correct.
I don't consider the bandwagon to follow a coach, a player, a what of someone that you that's your favorite and
I
you're
agree.
going to where they go. Because I follow Pat Riley to the Knicks because Magic retired and I didn't really have anything left in LA. And I followed I started following Westbrook and KD. That's how I became a Thunder fan. So if you're not from a city, I think that's where this is a very interesting topic to me because I saw where Gatsby posted something about people hopping from team to team and things like that. And I think it's interesting because until you're in that position, until you have a favorite player that, and luckily for a lot of people, especially in the 80s, 90s, you didn't have to worry about that. If I guarantee you, if Michael Jordan in his prime would have left, if there's a free agency and he left and went to another team, I guarantee you there would be the same thing going on that's going on with LeBron. Like people try and act, the nose stuck up in the air, whatever, until Kobe almost went to Chicago, until your player that you literally watch that inspires you in basketball and that is your favorite goes to another team, I don't want to hear it.
Exactly.
Aside from the people who are from that city or state, those people are going to be loyal regardless because that's their city or state. But anyone else, like I said, until your player goes to another team, because I thought Russ would retire with the Thunder. So I didn't think I had to even focus on anything like that. But until that happens to you, I think these people can say, "Oh, you're on a bandwagon. Oh, you jump in here, you jump in there." But they talk that talk when your player either gets traded or leaves or it takes free agency to another city.
Right. I agree. And obviously I'm going to agree because I've been a team Braun since he first started, since he played his first game against Sacramento Kings in a Cavalier jersey. I've been a big fan. So, with that being said, I lost my train of thought. With the fact that Russell, all right, let's just go into the nitty gritty. Russell's going to Houston,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Russell's going to Houston. When I first found out that Russell was going to Houston, I didn't like it.
Okay.
I thought no matter the direction he was going, no matter if it was the Heat or Houston, it was going to be a bad trade. Due to the fact that if it's Jimmy Butler or James Harden, to me personally, not skill wise, but personality wise, they both the same people. They both ball dominant. Obviously, Jimmy Butler plays better defense than James Harden does.
Mm-hmm.
I think James Harden is a better shooter than Jimmy Butler for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, they pretty much demand the ball. They demand the ball. They demand it at the end of the game. They demand it at the beginning of the game, and they demand it in the middle of the game. They demand the goddamn ball. And
Right.
check the stats. Google it. James Harden shoots about 45 shots a game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with him shooting 45 shots a game and Russell Westbrook shooting about 45 shots a game, what's the point of a team? I understand that they've been friends since they were 10 years old. Cool. I rock with that. But just like a friend, you my you my sister, right? So if we known each other for years,
Mm-hmm.
okay, we known each other for years. You my homie, you my best friend, etc., etc. From middle school to high school to early life, you get married, you bounce, right? You now doing a married thing. You we lose contact. I move. I go to military. 7, 8 years, 9 years go by. We rekindle. We see each other at the supermarket. Yo, what's up? Ooh, ooh, ooh. We 9 years older. A lot of things could change in 9 years. So
Oh yeah.
that friendship and that cohesiveness, that chemistry, it's not the same no more. We in a different league now. You know, we in the top of the top leagues. We dealing with two MVPs here. A matter of fact, recent MVPs. Russell had it, then James had it. So they recent. So we talking about some shooters and we talking about some ball hoggers. I mean, there was a picture that was shared by my man BJ. Shout out to BJ. He had it was a 2K picture of Russell and James Harden fighting over the ball.
Right.
Like it was funny. I ain't gonna lie, but at the same time, it shows so true to it. I mean, we're not gonna know until the game starts playing. But I tell you this, I'm gonna tell you the pros. I know I'm going in my cons kind of early. I'll tell you the pros. It's gonna be exciting, exciting year.
Oh yeah.
I love the duplicates. I love the duels. I love it that is two instead of three. You know, AD, Braun, Lakers, Kawhi, PG, Russ, James. You know what I'm saying? Like even the 76ers with Ben and Embiid, and they just added Al Horford, which was a big move. Even though I think they're gonna slow it down even more now, but with no JJ Redick and no shooters, that's gonna be kind of hard. Um, but you have that Brooklyn, Kyrie, and when KD comes back next year they gonna be trash. I think they're gonna be excited with Kyrie doing the ball handling and shooting and all that. And they got some young potential talent, but at the end of the day, they just barely gonna make it. I think they're gonna maybe make the playoffs and they're gonna be around 8 or 7 spot for
Okay.
Brooklyn until KD comes back. Um, by the way, you heard the news why KD left? There's some reasons. There's some rumors why he left. Um,
Um, I mean, has he said anything? Because you know the rumor mill. I mean, it's so crazy. I mean, like,
yeah,
but you know I'm an OKC fan, so I mean, I've
yeah,
heard everything in the world in terms of him leaving us. So I mean,
yeah.
like, what is it now? What is
Now
it? What are
the
they saying now? Until he says something that, or fake
right,
Twitters it. I don't know.
right. I think they said that him and Steve Kerr wasn't eye to eye at all.
I've heard that. I've heard him and Kerr. He was jealous, or he didn't like that Curry was the lead of the team, and I mean, I've heard so many different things in
Yeah,
terms of why he left.
yeah,
My personal thoughts on it. I personally thought he was going to leave after the Draymond and after him and Draymond got into it. That KD is a very self-centered, not self-centered, excuse me, self-conscious player, um, and honestly, I'll be honest. If someone said those words to me, some people try to downplay it and be like, "Oh, he was just mad." Mm-mm.
no,
That was some cutthroat stuff that was said. That was some built up,
especially
literally
to a
like
player.
I came to your team. I sacrificed my credibility as a player. Came to your team, helped y'all out for 2 years. Finals MVP, basically, we know hands down was a big factor in the way they ran through the league. And then you talking about BITCH, we don't need you. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Right then I was like, KD gonna leave. That was my thoughts, but I'm not sure if that had anything to do with it. But if I had to pick what had to do with it, I
yeah,
would say it was behind the scenes and the lack of respect he felt they probably had for him in terms of what he brought to the table.
But they also showed that KD wasn't. He's been showing like unloyalty for a while. Like if you look at the OKC, like Texas, he went 1 year, he left. I mean, everybody does that. That's understandable. Cool. It's a college student. I mean, a college player. He's not getting money. He's a phenomenon player, and everybody wants him. Of course, he's gonna bounce after the first year. You can't really count that. But
Right.
there's been history that he bounced from high school to high school trying to get with the best high school team. Um,
Oh, interesting.
from
Okay.
there, he went to Texas, which he went and flourished from there. And then he dipped after 1 year. Went to OKC, obviously. Um, it was time to make the big
So
money.
went to the Supersonics.
Oh, Supersonics, right? On a rookie contract, correct? So, wasn't him still on that rookie contract when they switched to OKC?
I'm not
I
sure if
think
it's in a
he.
rookie contract. I just know it was him and Collison, a few other players that came over in 2008. You know,
I,
when they came and it started. It was established in 2008. OKC.
right. Okay. So either he signed for a minimum contract and then he dipped on y'all, went to Golden State Warriors, and obviously he won a couple of championships. He's gonna stay. Then he dipped, but my thing is I'm not trying to discredit KD. KD is an awesome player. I wouldn't I wouldn't sacrifice KD for nothing. If I had a chance to get KD, um, I would get KD. Absolutely. No matter how his personality is and how his ego is. But the fact that he is this way, um, I'm just not a big fan of him. So,
Right.
but let me change back to course. Russell going to with James Harden is very exciting. It makes the West looks completely wide open. We already know Golden State is not gonna be. I'm predicting they're not gonna be where they always been for the past 5 years.
Right.
Um, I don't think they're ever going to get to that point again. I think they're gonna come close, but I don't think it's. I think it's pretty much over. Obviously, that D'Angelo Russell trade, and I know you weren't here to talk about it. That D'Angelo Russell trade was one of the. It made me laugh when I found out about that. It was the dumbest trade I ever seen throughout the whole free agency this year. Like why you trade for Russell and pay him $117 million is beyond me. To now talk about they gonna trade him after Clay gets better, but with Russell being where he's at, being the Russell needs to change his style of play.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way this is going to work. Russell is already known. Let's be realistic. Is known to be a virus.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
I I I see it, and why is
Okay.
because this is a jump shooting league. Russell can't shoot. Russell, I wouldn't call him a Ben Simmons. Not that bad. Russ, when he gets hot, he gets hot. But Russ reminds me, like I said on the last show, he reminds me of a J.R. Smith. He's
Okay. Yeah, I
very,
don't agree with that.
very inconsistent. I feel like when he's hot, he's hot. He goes in. I'm talking shooting wise. Obviously, the most explosive point guard. We talked about this. Russell is the most explosive point guard I ever seen in my life. I'm gonna always say that, and I'm gonna continue to say that. In ever in NBA history that I've seen personally, he is the most explosive point guard I ever seen. But my thing is, Russell is coming up in years. You gotta gain a jump shot. Everybody sees when you get up on years. Look at James. James can't move like he used to move when he was younger. He's a lot bigger. He's getting older. But LeBron James gained a jump shot. He gained one.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't the best jump shooter. But look at him now. He's averaging about 38 to 40% in three-point shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Look it up. Any older player has to gain a stronger suit. Like when a lot of players are over here, I'm talking offensively, they could drive, they could pass, and they could shoot, and they evened out. As you get older, something gotta get stronger. than the others, I believe, to continue to make it in this league. And you can't just play defense to continue to play in this league. You know what I'm saying? You can't just have awesome defense unless you're a big man. So him being a point guard slash shooting guard, which I feel like his true position is a shooting guard, because of the explosive, it gives him the lane to do what he has to do. He doesn't have a jump shot, and he has to strengthen that, and he hasn't strengthened that since. He never truly had a jump shot. And that's what hurts Houston. Houston, what are they known for? 3-point shooting. James Harden, Eric Gordon, my man Green, how you call it? Even Chris Paul. Chris Paul could shoot the three. These guys could shoot. Russ is a lower grade. He's damn near a C minus in shooting. And I spoke about this. I wish you were here, but I think you were either. I think around that time you were traveling, doing AAU. But I said this is that I felt like Russ is that explosiveness could only work but for so long. Russ is about to get paid on his last year $41 million a year.
Right.
For anybody that had took that contract, salute to you. Like, it's like for a explosive point guard, and his ego, that passion also hurts him too. That's another negative of Russ. That passion hurts him as well. He gets technicals. Look at that situation what he had with what's my man from the Utah Jazz, the point guard.
I know you're about, but
Ricky Rubio. Ricky Rubio said something on point on an interview, and Russell took it personal. He forgot where he was at. He's in the playoffs. He has a team. You have to win a game. Stop making it an individual game. And that's what Russ's problem is. He makes it individual. Guess who also makes it individual at times? James Harden. So how is this going to work? Again, it's going to be exciting. Right. I'm going to let you rebuttal. You let me know why you disagree on the fact. I know you're hopeful because you're supposed to be hopeful. You know why? Because you are
hopeful. I'm going. So let me.
Wait, one more thing. You are a Russell fan. You are a Russell fan. I am a LeBron fan. Okay. When he went to the Lakers, I was hopeful that he was going to make the playoffs with that young ass team. The reality part was he wasn't going to make that playoffs with that young ass team. But guess what? I was hopeful, and that's understandable. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
So for me, I actually think Houston. I mean, no, last year they went to the second round. Year before they were in the Western Conference. I think that's kind of apples and oranges. LeBron not going last year. I mean, literally, he's new to a team, and they're literally rebuilding, starting with him. We knew that. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect for them to have gone to get a ring or go to the. I think playoffs. I actually think, and I said that they'd have gone to the playoffs possibly if he would have got injured and a few other players would have got injured. I actually think they would have made the playoffs. It'd have been a lower seed in the West, but I think they would have made the playoffs. Now, people were talking about rings last year, and that's just absurd. But in terms of Houston and Russ and Harden, I think that they both get a lot of criticism, which for whoever dislikes them or feels whatever type of way, that's understandable. I mean, so I expect people to point out most of Russ's downfalls compared to looking at his pluses, which I think are a lot more. As a Westbrook fan, yeah, he's very passionate. Yes, I admit he's emotional at times, and there are definitely times that he compromises the team for his his lack of control, for sure. That's been an issue with him ongoing now. I mean, that's Westbrook. That's nothing new. Right. In terms of what I see him and James doing, I think that for me, I guess I look at it as a clean slate. I know what they've done separately on different teams. I do think that being childhood friends is a bonus, is a plus, because as we know, I've had childhood friends that I've reconnected with, sometimes even longer than 9 years, and we jump back to right where we left off.
Right.
So it can kind of go either way. I don't think that, I actually think that for me works as a positive, because I think that they know each other. They know what they're getting into. They know their poison. They know their strengths and they know their weaknesses. So, and they've actually played together on an NBA team. So we have to remember that. So they're not just people who are childhood friends, but they actually played together on a team before. Though they've grown in different directions and they're different players, they've still played on the team together and they still maintained a friendship behind the scenes. They still watch basketball. So there's no surprises when it comes to what they're going to be expecting from each other. I think what I hope that they will do is when they play together this time, that they will look at the plus and minuses and they will adjust. I know both of them want a ring, and I believe in growth. And so I think with everything that's happened, especially with Russ and OKC, Harden not making the finals this year. I mean the Western Conference Finals this year. Um, I think for both of them, I think their desire to get a ring outweighs their individual performances. And so there's two ways to look at it. Some people are gonna look at it from the standpoint of who they've been thus far, and that's okay. I expect that. And then for me, I guess I'm looking at it like clean slate. Let's just see what they do together at this point. Um, they may continue to do the same things they've been doing in the past, or they may actually do something different. They may adjust. I have no clue. What I do know as an Oklahoma City fan is that Russ, all this stuff happened within a week, literally within 1 week. And so, with that being said, realistically, I'm not saying I expect it for, I mean, he didn't have options. I mean, there's only a few options in terms of where he was going to go. I mean, it's not like he had a plethora of places to choose from. Trades and free agency have already taken place. We're at the tail end now. So for me, as a Russell Westbrook fan, I mean, it wasn't like I had a choice of like, where's the best fit for Russell Westbrook? It's pretty much, it was those three teams. It was Houston, there's Detroit, and there's Miami. And mostly standing out was Miami. I did not want him to go to Miami. I'd rather bet my money on him going at, since I had only those three teams to choose from, I'd rather bet my money on him going where he knows someone and has a rapport with someone and is someone he's played with before than to go to with Jimmy Butler.
But
because they are similar players
but
and ball dominant. So out of the options that we had, Houston was the choice I would have made for him.
I disagree on that because why I feel like he should have went to Miami is I respect the fact that fine, okay, they know each other. They personally, James Harden and Russell Westbrook know each other. They known each other for a very long time. They got a rapport. Fantastic. That's cool. I feel like personality, I feel like it's what they say, personal is personal, business is business. That basketball court is business. Okay? That chemistry, no matter how good of a personality y'all have within each other with each other, that chemistry is what's important on that court. And so I feel like if you're gonna go and get with a bad chemistry, because that's what I feel like it is. James Harden and Russell and Jimmy Butler, those are two bad chemistries no matter where he goes. I feel like unless Russell makes a change or Jimmy makes a change. James Harden ain't gonna make the change due to the fact because it's James Harden's team. He's not going nowhere.
Well, Dwayne Wade made a change. So my thing is this, and I know there's gonna be pros and cons from each way, and people are gonna say what they want to say.
Yep.
But my thing is this: I'd rather him because again, we have for Russell Westbrook fans, we have three options. We had to pick our poison. We had Houston, we had Detroit, and we had Miami. If I had to bank, we're literally talking about not having. This is what we have to work with. If I had to choose between those two, I think Jimmy Butler and Russ would not. That's not a good look. At least, like I said, he knows Harden, because I just think I think Jimmy Butler is an asshole. First of all, I think Russell is an asshole. I think they both have their very dominant, very direct players. We know that behind the scenes, when they don't like something, it's to be known. I don't know who they are in terms of how they're friends or whatever the case may be. Right. But for me, I personally would rather see him in someone that clearly we know he has a strong rapport with. We don't know how their chemistry can be. You can assume how they are on different teams, but we also know when they're on the same team together, they have great chemistry. So I think that I think some stuff is literally like going to be assumptions until we actually see it. Right. But for me, I'd rather bank on something where I see where there actually is a friendship there. Dwayne Wade and LeBron had a friendship. You'd be surprised what that type of stuff can do. Dwayne Wade took a backseat to LeBron coming to his team. So you'd be surprised when people get on the same page and they want to win a ring, what they can do. But until that actually happens, until we see it, I think a lot of it's going to be just us speculating what will go down. We don't know.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's all speculation until we start watching them play. I mean, obviously. But this is the fun part of it. It's the predictions. It's the expectations of what is it going to be. But why I was saying James Harden or Jimmy Butler, it's because I agree with you. I think he came from an old trait, though. People get it twisted. That, all right, yeah, he could be an asshole, fine, because he does it stupidly. He puts it in the media, or somehow, some way, the media gets to it. But I think he came from an old trait where he believes in hard work, and people call him an asshole for it. He believes in hard work, busting your ass in practice. He's the first one in the gym, the last one out. That's Jimmy Butler. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like
he's also inconsistent. So while you talking about everybody else and someone's more consistent than you on Philly, you need, you probably need to work on your own stuff. That's cute that you in the gym and you, but you're inconsistent. Like, let's be clear, he's inconsistent.
All right, I could see that. But one thing about it is he's working on it. See, or you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, cool. You could be very inconsistent, but if Ben Simmons, he can't shoot. But if he ain't in the gym
I'm
shooting.
talking about Embiid. I'm not talking about Ben Simmons.
I know. Oh, no, I'm talking about Jimmy.
And I'm talking about the way him and Embiid.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you talking all that smack, but you're not consistent. Now, you can talk smack when you're consistent.
Right.
But when you're trying to dictate to people what they're going to do and blah, 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 that ain't going to work when you're not the one leading that team.
Right. Fine. That's cool. But what I'm saying, my point I'm trying to prove is that you could be like Ben Simmons, right? And not have a jump shot. And talk and say, you know what? I'm going to do my thing, that, and the third. But if you're not in the gym working on that damn jump shot, you're just going to be the same player you were last year. So my thing is, if he shows, he obviously has some type of value because it's going to show when the 76ers play. There's going to be some value. Who is going to take that last shot? Embiid is a center, an obvious center, a big center, a true center that could shoot. Yes. But Embiid could do but so much. He can't.
But that has nothing to do with Jimmy Butler. That has to do with them getting a good shooting guard. That Jimmy ain't that valuable in the terms of. I think that they get a solid shooting guard that's more consistent. I think they'll be just fine. Jimmy Butler is getting the attention he's getting and the respect he's getting at this point is because of his days with the Bulls. It's because of his old days. It's not because of what he's been doing the last few years.
He's been doing some things now. Now, have you checked to see?
Every now and then, he's not consistent.
Is here or there with that. But at the end of the day,
people mostly talk about him because of his already established days from the past, not because of what he's presently doing. And yes, when he's on, he is a dynamic two-way player. But when he's on, right, and that's not all the time.
But like I was saying, at the fact that I feel like they could have worked out with Russell and Jimmy in Miami is because it's in the East side. You have a different. I mean, even though the East is getting stronger, don't get it twisted. Because I hate it when people say that the East was always weak. That, and the third. The East has been building. Obviously, if you've been weak one year, the next year they're going to get stronger because they're going to get the early draft picks of the number ones, number twos, number threes, all the way to 10s. They're going to get those draft picks. So they're going to get better. They're going to have better, younger, faster players that are coming out of college like a Zion and a RJ Bennett and all these and a Jay which I
But it's so crazy because like Zion and oh gosh, what's my guy on the
RJ,
White? Uh
Jay.
Morant. They all went to they on the West. They in the West.
Yeah, because of the change of the rules. The draft is you can't bum it now. You can't just straight up tank your season and think you're gonna get number one anymore. You can't. Nowadays is all percentages. They go off of percentages. Everybody has. I think they said the top 4 or 5 teams have the same percentage, which is 14% chance of getting the number one pick. So it's no longer the top, suckiest team that only got 10 wins, like Phoenix Suns or something like that, could now get. You already know they're guaranteed to get the number one pick. No, there's now the top 5 teams that suck the worst are now have the same percentages of getting the number one pick. So that's how it became what it became. So Zion, like for example, what I'm saying is the East is building. It's absolutely
It is.
building. And they are getting very, very dangerous. As you can see, the East won the championship this year. Um, what I'm reflecting back to is the fact that if Russell would have went with Jimmy to Miami, you guaranteed to make at least. I would have gave him as high as fourth spot for the playoffs, the fourth spot. Because if you look at it, the Raptors got weak. They back to not even having a DeRozan anymore. You don't have Kawhi. You don't have a DeRozan anymore. You only got a Kyle Lowry that they trying to move now. Okay, and they got Marcus Saul that can't even move, and your boy
Ibaka.
Zabaka. He's about to get moved too. So you got that. You got what else? The Bucks guaranteed number one spot right now. Okay, right now they practically got the number one spot. It's nothing. That's like tunnel vision right there. You got Detroit that's trying to make moves. Okay, if they could just stay healthy, they could make some major moves here. But you don't have that many people on the east side, and Magic looks good too. But besides that, you don't got that many people on the east side. Even though they building, you have a perfect lane.
But this is the thing, though. You got to remember, for Westbrook fans, we've been to the Western Conference 4 times. We're good. We're good on that. Like that's not cute to us anymore. We want him to get a ring. So that being
That's
said,
what I'm
I mean,
saying.
I don't care that he is number. I don't care that they're fourth in the league and they're gonna not win. They're not gonna win the Eastern Conference Finals, and then they're gonna So I mean, it doesn't. I don't care about that type of stuff anymore. Like I think Westbrook fans want to see him get a ring. I'm not saying, like I said, we only had a few options. We only had Houston, Miami, and Detroit. But if I had to choose, I still choose him and James. I still would bet my money on him and James over the other options. Like I don't it doesn't move me for us to be in a weak East or whatever people want to call a rebuilding East, in that, oh, you're going to make the playoffs at a higher ranking and you're still going to lose the playoffs. I mean, on the East. I mean, that doesn't do anything for me. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, we could do that in the West. Like, that doesn't matter to me. Like, yeah, that doesn't really matter to me as a Westbrook fan. He's done that. He's been to the finals. He's been to 4 conference finals. I mean, yeah.
At the end of the day, I feel like right now, it's okay. My question to you is: this your last? You think this is his last team right here?
I have no idea. I mean, honestly, again, before last week, I thought he would retire Thunder. Not saying I was okay with it per se, because I'm not feeling the Thunder. And truth be told, I don't blame KD for leaving. Honestly, I didn't think KD was not loyal. I didn't think his move was not loyal. I think his move was not competitive. That's the only reason why I had an issue with KD. It was not because he left. It was because where he went. We got a freaking college coach the year of his free agency. I think that was stupid. I think it's one of the stupid moves we've done, and the stupid coach is still in OKC. Like, I personally had no problem. I actually was kind of like, I don't blame him in a way for leaving. So in terms of coaching, in terms of the organization and where we're going to be going, do I think if him and Russ would have stayed together one more year, would we have given Golden State a run for their money? I definitely think so. Could we guarantee that we would have possibly made it out? I'm not sure. I don't know. So, I mean, him leaving didn't make me feel like he wasn't loyal. I just thought he wasn't. It just was sucker move in terms of his competitiveness, and that's where I think he was trying to make up for that. That's where I think he was trying to make up for that with him playing in Game 5. I think he was trying to make up for what he knows the league thinks of him. He knows the league thinks that he's not a competitor, and he knows that though he's one of the best players in the league, that still looms over his head. So in his mind, if I come in and come this Game 5 and I possibly, play Game 5, 6, and 7, and we get this ring, then that washes away my 3-1, defeat.
Right.
I think that's the way he looked at it, and that's why he unfortunately was stupid enough to sacrifice his body, even though he knew he was leaving. Because there's no way. I know KD knew he was leaving before that happened, before he went in that Game 5. So I think that was just the dumbest move ever, all because of his ego and because his self insecurities, all because of his ego and his insecurities. Yeah. So I don't know. Back to Russ, we won't know. I think for most Russ fans, we're just relieved that he is out of OKC. I think, and I've said this multiple times, I continue to say this, I think the OKC's management did an injustice to him in terms of the way they provided support and coaching to him since he's entered the league. I think Scott Brooks did the best he could, but I think Scott Brooks was more of a KD coach. I don't think that Scott Brooks was a Westbrook coach. And so it took him but so far because you had KD, who was the most talented person on the team. But when that team switched over to Westbrook's team, and that was no longer KD's team, KD's gone, I personally think they did a poor job with surrounding him with the stuff he needed, including the right coach. Right. You don't give an ADHD kid candy. You don't give a ball-dominant player an ISO coach. Those are things you just don't do. Like, you have a system for those type of people. You have a mind behind the monster. And that's something that they have not done at all. And it's pissed me the hell off. Now, Westbrook definitely has his issues. I'm never going to doubt that. But I also blame management and not being, and really not, Melo was a poor idea from the beginning. Who would ever put Russell Westbrook or that team itself, who is way quicker and just the way the way they operate is so different than a Melo.
But this is my point.
It's just, they've just made some silly decisions along the way.
And I'm glad you brought that up. Coaching. They just traded from Donovan to our offensive coach, D'Antoni. He's an offensive coach. He's not defensive coach. And why I'm also saying that too is he's a weak coach. I don't think he's going to be able to control Russell and James Harden. He can't control James Harden. That whole situation of throughout those 2 times in the playoffs, when James Harden felt like he had to take it all on his shoulders and shoot a zillion shots and lose. Who was the man to lead by example, which is supposed to be the coach, to lead by example, to come up and control your players and say, yo, James, you got your rest of the players here. I need you to be a leader and lead by example by passing the ball off in the right spots, getting them into the right situations. Instead of being a playmaker, be the assist guy right now. I need you to be an assist guy. I need you to see the play before it happens. You know what I'm saying? So instead, he didn't. He let James play whatever he want to play. What do you think is when Russell gets there, they got to get rid of that coach. D'Antoni got to go.
I mean, he's already on his list. It'd be great for them to get rid of that coach. Like I said, Houston is not my squad. Like, I'm not there's some teams I actually admire. Houston's not one of them. So there's definitely, I mean, what people have to realize is we only had a few choices. Like, for people who actually are fans of these players, for us, it's not about what was the best fit. It's about what fits. What do you want? Do you want Hillary or do you want Trump? Right, so for me, that's why I picked pick Houston, because out of the 3, for me, that was the best. That was the best option.
Gotcha.
Yes. Will there be issues? Absolutely. Will there be things I have to overcome? Absolutely. Will there be adjustments in personalities and playing styles? Absolutely. Can those things happen? Absolutely. Will they happen? We don't know. So it's just
Right.
one of those things where
So let me
we
ask
just
you.
don't know until they play together. But I tell you, I'm happy he's out of OKC. That's what I will
Let
say.
me ask you. All right. OKC versus Houston playing at 7 o'clock. What shirt you wearing?
I don't think it has to. That's the. I mean, for me, and that's why I guess it's. I think people have to understand. Like, it's. I'm not a Houston fan. I'm not a Houston fan.
I know you're a
I was
Russell fan.
Oklahoma City. I was a Oklahoma City fan for 9 years. My player literally a few days ago just went to Houston, and so yes, I'm going to support him in Houston. But by no means am I about to wear Houston paraphernalia. Now I
Right.
wear some Russell Westbrook paraphernalia if it's a Houston shirt, but no, I'm not repping Houston like that.
Okay.
I loved OKC, so I'm right now still, like I said, this is my first time in 31 years watching basketball that I've been in this situation. I've never had a player traded or leaving where this is. I never had this issue. So I'm still kind of. I mean, if you ask me today, who am I rooting for? I mean, I'm rooting
OKC.
for the Thunder. Russ ain't playing. Russ
Right.
ain't on the team. Now you put Russ on the squad, I'm rooting for where Russ is at. But today I'm seeing players from the Thunder that I know that I rooted for that have been on the bench or played minutes for them. So if there's a game on tonight, I'm rooting for them. That's who I know. That's who I have connection to. I don't have connection to Houston until Russ puts on that uniform.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Enough said. I'm just excited for the season when it comes up. I was just watching some of the before we went on. I was watching some of this. As a matter of fact, one that's on right now, Miami versus New Orleans summer league. They tied right now with 7 seconds left in overtime.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, it's a good game. But these young boys are balling. I can't wait, man. I truly can't wait for the September to start popping off. Um, I know football is
Hold on
around the
one second.
corner.
I'm
You good?
listening.
No, you good. I know football is around the corner. Fantasy football. Anybody that want to get down with fantasy football, August, probably the last week of August, I am going to be doing a fantasy football. You don't you're not into football like that, right, Sean?
I'm not.
Mm.
Go Jaguars. That's all I can say.
Uh, yeah, I'm sorry for you. But yeah, so yeah. With that being said, I'm excited for the NFL. What's going to bring? NBA. I don't think it's over. We obviously see Chris Paul is about to be on the move. Where's Chris Paul going? Chris Paul got a
Right.
big contract too, and he's a lot older. He's 35, 36,
Something like that.
something like that. But Chris Paul still could ball. I don't care what anybody say. That boy still could ball. He's one of the best point guards that the NBA ever seen. I'm excited at where he's about to go. Hopefully he does. I think they consider in Miami since Russell went to Houston. He might go to Miami with Jimmy,
Yeah.
which I like. I like a lot too.
Yeah, that's a better fit for sure.
For sure. I think they still need a center though. They got rid of my man Whitehead. What is it, Whitehead or White? I don't know something.
Whiteside. He's in
Whiteside.
Portland, right?
Yeah, he went to Portland, which is huge. I still don't think that nothing's gonna happen though. I think they're gonna. I was happy for Damian Leonard to go in the way that he went. I know he was on your team. I'm sorry, but that was a lot of trash talking that they were doing, and I was going for Dame. Dame has been in this situation way too many, and he got eliminated in that first round way too many times. I was rooting for the underdog. I just had to root for the underdog, and Dame is one of my favorite players, hands down. I say if LeBron would retire today, Damian Leonard would be my new. I'm switching to Dame. That's my guy,
Yeah. Okay.
hands down. But yeah, I'm just excited, man. I'm excited for what's about to come. Oh, what else? What you watching? What's your Netflix? What's your Netflix show? What is your main show right now that you're watching? Because I heard Snowfall is supposed to be a huge one right now. I gotta look into
I've
it.
not seen Snowfall yet. I watched one episode, the first episode actually, and I've heard really, really, really great things about it. So I am gonna tune back in.
Yeah,
But I've only watched one. I think it's on FX. I've
FX.
only watched one episode, and it was honestly really slow.
Got it.
And so it just kind of didn't move me at the time. But that could have been the space I was in, and I may have had a lot of stuff going on. So
Right.
I will definitely check it out again because I hear across the board amazing things about it. So I know it's a great show. I just haven't tapped into it. But Stranger Things, I watched that on Fourth of July. I watched the whole thing on Fourth of July.
Got it.
That's a really great show.
Queen Sugar.
Pose. I'm sorry.
Queen
So what?
Sugar. Queen
Oh yeah,
Sugar.
Queen Sugar, Pose. Um,
Queen of
what
the
else?
South. Queen of the South.
No,
You
people have
gotta
told me
get
about
on
that.
it.
I haven't watched that one yet. Now, what is that about?
That's about a young lady, right? She turns to a drug lord. But
Okay.
from where she came from to where she's at now, it's the dramatic story. Like
Okay.
she's very, very super smart. You look at her, she looks very innocent, but she's very, very smart. And all
Okay.
she wants to do is
Okay.
do good for her people. But unfortunately, she just gets in debt. She gets in debt with, bad company. But you gotta check it
Okay.
out, yo. Queen of the South, Power is coming out soon. I ain't gonna lie to you. Power, I could care less at one point until I seen the trailer. Now I want to watch it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Uh,
a power. I'm kind of one of those. I was into power, and then it kind of fell off for me. So I'm sitting back, and I'll watch the episodes as they come, and I'll see if I like it still, and I'll kind of go from there. They did that stuff with 50, and now they're best friends, and just some of the stuff that's happened on there is just it was just poor writing to me. But we'll see,
Yeah.
we'll see what they do this season. Is this the last season? No, it was supposed to be, and then now 50 said it's not, right?
yeah, I heard that supposedly he re-signed a multi series deal or multi season
Okay.
deal, which I hated. I was like, yo, just let this be the last one because if you you could write but so much. Look at what happened to Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying? Like they forced another season. There was no writing to it. It's really like they kind of like free throw it to see, just to end the shit. And I don't want it to get to that point. I mean, it's bad enough. We got too many series that just ended very, very bad. Walking Dead ended very, very bad. Game of Thrones ended very, very bad. Like it's too many. And I think him signing the deal, he's just trying to get that bag. And I'd rather have good artwork than the money. You know what I'm saying? Give the people good art, man. Stop chasing after that bag. It's corny, man. So
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
it'll be
yeah,
interesting to see.
I hope Tariq gets shot. But anyways,
You so funny.
the kid need to get shot. I'm sorry, Lord forgive me. I know it's just a show though. At the end of the day, but the kid need to get shot. He trying to be high headed. He's trying to be like his dad. He can't. And I think Ghost is gonna really turn to Ghost. Tommy is gonna be road rage. Tommy like he is. He's just gonna get even more crazier. And Lala has a huge role this season.
Oh, does she?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, I have to watch the trailer.
Her and Tommy are together. So now
Yeah.
they got this Bonnie and Clyde thing versus Ghost, him and his ex-wife. Because, Lala looks at it like, I'm riding with you. That's you got to check out the trailer. It's like I'm
Okay.
riding with you. She got the sunglasses with the high heels on and everything with a silencer in her hand. Pew pew.
God.
Like she turned up. I mean, shit. She need to go ahead and do that to Carmelo Anthony. Maybe he could get his fucking mind right. No,
Yeah, no, I don't think. Yeah, she just needs to leave him. That's all.
no, they already talking divorce. They already
Yeah,
in
they
divorce.
they need to. They
Yeah,
need to.
he's
He already
a-
had a baby on her, and she took him back, and this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's team too much. He needs to sit down and get his life.
Yeah, I mean, I would think you would focus more on trying to work on coming off the bench than coming off the bench. I
Yeah.
mean, worry about getting into the league, bro. What are you doing, fam? Like, it makes no sense. You have a wife that's obviously beautiful and everything, very successful, and she's independent. She's doing things of her own. She's not sitting back just waiting on you.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing her own thing, and
Mm-hmm.
then she had your kid, bruh, and your kid is into ball. So your kid needs you more than anything. So for you to just jeopardize all that for like what? And then you took into Instagram and said, "Yo, I don't appreciate. We have friends here. It was just those are all friends. This, that, and the third. Come on, bro. Where the rest of the people at? I don't see no rest of the people or the rest of the friends. Anyways, I'm not gonna get into that. Yo,
Your fix is fine.
we're gonna see what happens. Final thought. We're gonna see what happens. I'm just excited for the season to start in September. Um, I think the just seen the introductions of the brow. He's gonna wear number 3 because he can't wear number 23 due to the
Mm-hmm.
fact of the rules, as well as Nike too, because they already had put out a lot of merchandise out, so they
Yeah, they
can't
said
do
it's
it.
mostly because of Nike and LeBron and that 23 and all the merchandise that they've already printed.
Correct.
So
Correct.
So it's cool. I mean, they'll switch it out in 2020, but
Yeah.
it's cool to that they actually officially have Braun as a point guard, so I can stop arguing with people about him being a point. I was so tired of arguing with people all the time. He's a point guard. He's been a point guard. He's a point guard in Cleveland. He's a point guard. Well, Miami kind of did differently, but I mean, kind of in and out, but definitely point guard in Cleveland. So um, it's funny to me when people say Kyrie was a point guard in Cleveland. That cracks me up. With LeBron there, that never happened. Like he was not a point guard. So I'm so happy we can retire this whole point forward thing because LeBron clearly is the next best thing. The Magic and has is other than he's more athletic, but so I'm super duper excited about that. I'm like finally we can actually everyone else could come into the point guard world of LeBron in
Right.
terms of not having these arguments. Check his profile. It says he's a small forward. That's cute. But what has he actually been playing on the court? What has he been playing? It says
Right.
Kyrie is a point guard, but did Kyrie ever play point in Cleveland with LeBron? No.
Right.
Like,
Right.
come on.
Would you have McGee or DeMarcus Cousins as your starting center? Which one?
I'll say Cousins. I loved the Pelican squad, and that's pretty much what we have, a mini Pelican squad in LA. I love AD and Cousins together. So I don't know Cousins. I need to see Cousins. I need
He
to see
lost
Cousins.
mad
What's
weight.
going on with him? Huh?
He lost mad weight. I think he lost like about 30 pounds.
Okay, I need to see. I need to see how he plays. We know that he wasn't a good fit for Golden State with Golden State, so I just need to see, is he healthy? Is he still the same Cousins Boogie from New
Second.
Orleans? If he is, him and AD all day. I think that's a powerhouse.
Shit, I'll
If
take
he's
that.
not,
Yeah.
then McGee for sure.
Yeah.
If he's not, I guess time will tell. We'll see soon enough
Yeah.
if he's back to the Boogie we know. If it's not, it wasn't Golden State. If it's actually him, if he maybe is not as healed as well or whatever else is going on, I'm not sure what's going on, but I see him and AD doing well together.
Right.
I love him. I didn't want him to leave. I really thought that team was going to be an up and coming team. Him and Rondo and AD.
Yeah. And now they back together again. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see that. But
So are you excited about the Lakers?
oh hell yeah, I'm
Yeah.
and Kawhi tried to ruin it. I see what he tried to do. He tried to ruin it. But it
You
worked out.
didn't try to. He wasn't thinking about y'all.
He was. Come on now.
He was
He
just
had a
going
strategy.
home.
No, he had a strategy. Come on,
Hold on one
Sean.
second. Hold on one second.
Like I said, KD had a Kawhi had a strategy. He tried to slow it down. He waited a whole week to finally make a decision. He was talking the whole time, sneak talking to PG to try to get him. By the way, PG was his third choice. Just saying. To
I heard he
come
was the second. Who did you hear aside from Jimmy Butler? Who else did you hear?
No, I heard KD and Kyrie. So
Oh, interesting. Okay, I didn't hear those two.
Yeah.
I heard the KD talk a little bit early on, and that phased out real quick. But KD announced his where he was going the day of free agency, so I think that's why that got nipped in the bud.
yeah,
But I didn't
So
hear about Kyrie. Interesting. Okay.
so he talked with PG the whole time, and from what I heard, it only took 2 days for that to happen. Okay, to say PG was like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm coming home. So for those, so that whole week, okay, a week is 7 days. Okay, so you telling me that it took you 7 days, 8 days to finally make a decision to come to the Clippers? No, sir. Your strategy was to let these players get signed. While the Lakers, he was never going to play with LeBron. And I always said that at the beginning. Don't get me wrong. I said it also. I also was hopeful. Back to hopeful again. And I was like, man, maybe this, because the media tricked me. Maybe this might happen. Maybe Kawhi might do this. But it doesn't make sense. That's not Kawhi's personality. He wants to have his own team. Completely understandable. Do your thing. So that's why I knew he was going to go to the Clippers. He was coming back home. He was not going back to the Raptors. Now, when it came to a one-on-one deal, I was like, that's a possibility. Because he wants to run it back. That's cool. And then leave to go to the Clippers. So the Clippers got 1 year to get this shit together. But then when he signed with the Clippers, and it only took PG to say yes, and for the Thunder and the Clippers to talk, to make this shit happen, bro, I knew what he was doing.
How do you know? Now, I did hear talks that him and PG were in LA talking during the time that he was meeting with the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of the behind the scenes and what, talking with OKC, we see that it took a couple days. I mean, what day was that PG left, and then Russ the very next day said that he wanted out, and it took up until 2 days ago before they actually did it. So how do we know that there wasn't some other things behind the scenes in terms of the Clippers talking with OKC to see if that was going to actually happen? Like, there's a lot of things. I mean, I don't think honestly OKC had any thoughts of blowing up this team before all that happened. Like, I don't think they're sitting back waiting. But I think that they jumped on that opportunity once, PG wanted to go. And I do think there was already some turmoil or some stuff brewing. But in terms of them actually thinking PG was leaving, he just signed a deal last year. So I don't think they necessarily thought that was going to happen until it was presented to them. But once it happened, I do think that organization got together and said, okay, how are we going to make the best out of this?
But
and I do think maybe they even possibly thought Russ would leave after that, because I think there's something going on. I don't know what's going on in OKC, but there's definitely some stuff brewing, and I think they knew some of the players weren't happy.
Yeah, and I think PG, for example, kind of gave the final word, because I feel like, this is what I feel like, because there's rumors were that Westbrook wanted out. Okay, before PG. Yeah. Before PG even made the decision to go ahead and go with the trade for him to go to the Clippers. So he got I guess in a way got blessed by Russell to say, hey bro, I understand if you need to leave, because I'm looking into it anyways. So he got Russell's blessings, is my thing, is what I'm saying. So he got his Russell blessings, because I think PG stayed for anyways because Russell. He was like, yo, Russell, open arms, OKC. I think we still could do something. That's why he signed, is because of the relationship he had with Russell.
Right, absolutely.
Not so much the organization.
We don't know. I know everyone's making Kawhi out to be this villain who's, plotted, I'm just going to sit on this decision. We just don't know what else going on behind the scenes with these organizations in terms of how they were trying to figure out what was going to work best for them. And I can tell you, OKC definitely was making sure things are going to work out best for them.
Right.
So we don't know how many days that took. We don't know that. So I don't know. A lot of the narrative is going around talking badly about Kawhi, and I'm hearing it mostly from either Laker fans or Bron fans. And I just don't know if that's necessarily fair.
I mean, like I said, I like Kawhi. I don't take none away from Kawhi for making the decisions. I like the decision that he made. I truly do. I think because if he would have went to the Lakers, they would have said, oh, because Kawhi carried LeBron and or AD and Kawhi carry LeBron to a championship, because that's, no matter what the narratives comes up to be, LeBron is gonna get hated on somehow, some way, no matter what. Like guys like Gatsby and everybody else that don't truly know ball, because at the end of the day, like they don't really know ball. You could say one thing on, you got people saying one thing on an interview, by the way, on here on this show, and then say something different on posts. Like it's like they wishy washy. They hop on a bandwagon really really quick. For you to be a Laker fan, okay, and disrespect a player that plays with your Lakers, so you get mad every time he makes a shot, but that's he's wearing a Lakers jersey. So it makes no sense to me. It truly does. Like I have a cousin, he's a Laker fan. He's not too much of a LeBron fan. He's a Shaquille O'Neal fan. Like he's a huge and Kobe Bryant fan. You know what I'm saying? That duel he enjoyed very, very much. But he was a Shaq fan and a Kobe when Kobe came in. So when he came, when he wasn't too big of a LeBron fan because of what the media put on and the comparisons of him and Jordan, and also the LeBron versus Kobe situation. He didn't like that too much, and so he didn't like Braun for that aspect of it. But as soon as the Lakers came on, he put those hating on LeBron. Yo, shout out, because he's a Laker,
Right.
but for you got some hating ass people out here that just don't like the player. You would have really literally thought that LeBron smashed their moms or straight up spit in their face or something. Like I'm like, why are you hating on a player so much? We could be talking about A, B, and then you bring Z into it. What the hell does
Right.
it don't go. Like it doesn't go. So at the end of the day, I'm glad Kawhi went to the Clippers, because then, you know, maybe it brings a little bit of less hate towards LeBron for that. So he did a favor actually. So
Yeah, I
so-
think that I don't know. This will be very interesting. I think you're a level-headed fan in terms of him not going, but I've seen a lot of people that are really upset, especially some Laker fans and some Bron fans that are upset that he didn't go, that he didn't come to LA.
I don't know why. I truly don't.
Know, I don't either, but I've definitely had conversations with some people, and I'm a huge Kawhi fan, but I've been a huge Kawhi fan before this past year when a lot of people kind of got exposed to him. And so, you know, Kawhi's getting some hate, you know, between the way he left, you know, the Spurs. There's a lot of Spurs that don't like him. He's definitely not getting the same hate as LeBron for sure, but he's went from a very quiet player that kind of did his thing and was on the Spurs to ruffling some feathers with him wanting to stand up for himself with regards to his injury / you know, wanting to be traded / now leaving Toronto. I'd love to talk to some Toronto fans to see how they feel. I hope that they're like Cleveland fans and just excited that this player brought their country a ring.
Exactly.
That's what I hope.
Exactly.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're upset because he left or whatever, but along the way, he's definitely gained some people who don't like him now, and there's even some OKC fans that don't like him. And I'm like, I had no issue with him and PG playing together. I had no issue with PG going. You know, I think that's a better place for him. I think that OKC is it's just Doomsville, and that's mine that Russ left.
I wouldn't say that.
Huh?
I wouldn't say it's Doomsville, because I think they, out of this whole process, they got 22 first-round picks.
We can say what they got, but guess what? We already know what they already had. Being an OKC fan is totally different than being an outsider. Listen, you don't understand how many people talk about Russ leaving. They talk about PG leaving. I've experienced that several other times with this team. I've experienced poor management decisions several other times with this team. And so it sounds good that they have all these picks, and hopefully they learn a lot of lessons over the years. And the fact that when you get something, it's not about getting it, because I don't reward you for getting it. I reward you for keeping it and using it in the right way. And that's something they have not done in regards to the coaching that they've had to guide these players, and also in the way they've managed them. It's not been a good look. So good luck to Prestige and management on how they're going to start over and rebuild this team, and hopefully they learn their lessons and they do better by these players.
Facts. All right.
I'm not feeling them at all. I can't stand management right now. So yeah, I'm gonna get off my management soapbox real quick because I'm not out of everything. That's who I'm mad at when it comes to OKC.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I feel like they're gonna get it right eventually. But again, I'm excited. We all excited
Yes,
on
yeah,
this season.
I'm very excited.
I just want to end it with, well, that's it. I just want to go ahead and shout out everybody that tuned in to the show. Stay to the Point Radio. Make sure you tune in to our YouTube channel on Stay to the Point Radio. Make sure you subscribe and also hit that bell button. It alerts you as soon as we go live. Remember, we are every Saturday, 7:30 Eastern Time. Okay, every Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We are on. We're gonna be rotating left and right with me, Sean, Sherry, and Fueg. As soon, I know Fueg eventually is gonna take a back burner. He gonna start working the back of the field. So then it's just gonna be us three doing some major things. Eventually we will get together soon. Maybe do a live show. We working on some things. We definitely working on some things.
Absolutely.
I thank you everybody again for tuning in. I love the support. Continue to support us, please, by all means. Holla at Sean at her Instagram. Sean, you want to put out your information real quick, if you mind?
What is my Instagram? I think my Instagram is Shani CHANIG 23.
There it is.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So thank you guys for bearing with me. I'm still in mourning. So I appreciate you all tuning in and allowing me to have a therapy session about my thoughts on my OKC, because this has been a hard week. This has been a crazy week. I'm still in shock, honestly. So, but I appreciate y'all for tuning in.
For sure, for sure. So and also follow us on at Stay to the Point Radio Instagram, on the Instagram, as well as the Facebook page, the business page, which is Stay to the Point Radio. Just make sure to post, add comments, any thoughts, anything you want us to talk about. We do also Man Cave. I know we took a day off on the Man Cave this week, but we do Man Cave. Man Cave is adult questions, everyday life of questions. If you want us to talk about, please, by all means, drop it on the comment box on our business page, or even hit us up on our personal message page. So holla at us, all right? Love y'all, appreciate y'all, and like we always say at the end of every show, God over